Mostly cloudy today, although there's tons of planes and helicopters in the air today. What's going on? Everybody wants to take a tour, I guess. With that in mind, what's going on today? I guess this was kind of interesting. More people wanting to use, I guess, drone, this time for farming, but it's meant more for things like what? Fertilization and stuff like that, it says here. It says, AP government plans to use drone technology for farming soon. The government of Andhra Pradesh is planning to use drone technology in crop fertilization, a move that would not only boost productivity, but also drastically reduce the risk to farmers' health. While drones have several benefits, their use in agriculture will guarantee that paddy, chili, cotton, groundnut, and other crops receive the appropriate quantity of fertilizer, insecticide, or pesticide in the least possible time. And this little bit was kind of interesting. It says, according to the agricultural experts in the know, the central and state governments are intending to implement the technology in farming as early as the upcoming Kharif season. The state government plans to launch 10,000 drones in phases through the Raitu Bharosa Kendras and give training to rural youths on how to maintain and service them to create jobs for nearly 20,000 people. I just thought that was kind of interesting, saying rural youths. Would that be the equivalent of, for example, if you open up a fair and there's a huge job, whereas in this case, they want younger people to be flying drones and stuff like that for, I guess, work purposes? And they say here everyone's gonna need, I guess, a quote license, but it says, however, the state government is working to educate more individuals to fly them. And it says here, while the government intends to use the drones in farming, no formal order has been issued yet. The relevant authorities are working on rules and a common operating system for drone use. That's a common theme so far, where a lot of people who want to use drone tech, where for a lot of them they're really easy to use, but for the most part, the regulations and stuff get in the way because it is treated, I guess, as a huge manned aircraft. It makes me think of that story I read a while back where somebody was trying to find a lost body, where the police and so forth, they didn't want to help him, so what he did was he hired like a kid to fly the drone, which technically was, quote, illegal, but would you be okay with it in those cases? And this was kind of interesting. Our government's trying to stop, I guess, cryptocurrency stuff. There was kind of, I guess, a little bit of a twist to it. It says, New York just passed a bill cracking down on Bitcoin mining. Here's everything that's in it. Following an early morning vote in Albany on Friday, lawmakers in New York passed a bill to ban certain Bitcoin mining operations that run on carbon-based power sources. The measure now heads to the desk of Governor Kathy Hochul, who could sign it into law or veto it. So a lot of the times with the processes, people have to have their computers, I guess, running 24/7, solving complex mathematical problems and so forth. And it says lawmakers backing the legislation say they are looking to curb the state's carbon footprint by cracking down on mines that use electricity from power plants that burn fossil fuels. If it passes for 2 years, unless a proof-of-work mining company uses 100% renewable energy, it will not be allowed to expand or renew permits, and new entrants will not be allowed to come online. The net effect of this, according to Boring, would be to weaken New York's economy by forcing businesses to take jobs elsewhere. That's kind of interesting. I guess my thought would be, is that true for everything else as well? For example, let's just say someone's literally printing money for circulation. So will they have the same, I guess, stipulation if they're using, quote, I guess, bad energy to print that type of money and all that? And the last thing I quickly read had to do with Intel and their new graphics card. This one here, this guy posted here saying, look at what made an appearance. Come by the ARC booth and check it out in action. You can see some pictures here of what their, I guess, future graphics card and stuff looks like. Mostly people would think, for example, it's only Nvidia or AMD, but I guess they're trying to get into the game too. More competition is always better. It actually makes me wonder too, because companies like AMD have been eating away at their market share, and it makes you wonder, like in this case, if you expand into too many different, I guess, types of products and all that, where you start to lose your edge in your main product, like for them, those processors, for example. Can someone identify that weird sound? Alright, see you guys later.